The world has watched on with concern. The last 2 weeks have seen the worst violence in Kazakhstan since it gained independence from the Soviet Union 3 decades ago. The country's importance in terms of raw materials and trade has made the unrest of particular interest to Europe and neighbouring Russia, and its massive neighbour to the east, China, is also watching closely.
The Korgos Logistics Center on the Chinese-Kazakh border shows how important Kazakhstan is for China. Freight trains set off from here in the direction of Europe. Korgos is a vital link in China's Belton Road Initiative. And Kazakhstan has acted as a secure transit country for European markets. China also relies on Kazakhstan for raw materials. The country has large deposits of copper, uranium, zinc, gold, coal, and oil. The more than 2,000-kilometer-long pipeline from the Caspian Sea pumps 20 million tons of oil to China every year. Kazakhstan is also an important transit country for gas from Turkmenistan. No wonder China is interested in its neighbor's stability. China is willing to increase cooperation with Kazakhstan in law enforcement and security, maintain the security of the political systems and regimes of the two countries, prevent and oppose any attempt at color revolution, and jointly oppose the interference and infiltration of any external forces in order to ensure the major cooperation between China and Kazakhstan goes on safely and smoothly. In addition to the economic ties, there are sensitive political interests at play. Kazakhstan borders directly on the Chinese province of Xinjiang. The Muslim minority of Uyghurs living there is, according to the assessment of many, oppressed by China and forced into camps. Many have connections to Kazakhstan. The current unrest in Kazakhstan spilling over the border is something that China wants to avoid at all costs.
Well, let's get more on this from our resident China watcher, Clifford Kuhn. And Clifford, great to have you on. At the start of this, China was talking about what was happening in Kazakhstan as an internal issue, but since then it has become a bit more vocal, talking about economic support, sending in possible security support. Why have we seen that change from China?
Well, good morning, Rob. I think China has several priorities here. The first one is energy security. It's an obsession with China, as with most governments, and Kazakhstan is a key part in ensuring that China has enough oil and natural gas. 1/5 of its natural gas comes from Kazakhstan or through Kazakhstan. Vast quantities of its oil are coming through there, so they need as much stability as possible there. And I think another thing which changed then is the fact that Russia intervened. Russia and China have what you'd call a best of fractious relationship, but at the moment it's as solid as it's going to ever be. And I think the fact that Russia was able to intervene meant that China was able to be a bit more vocal in how it felt about what was going on there. And also, as was mentioned in the report, the words color revolution can have a chilling effect in China because it's always afraid of a popular uprising overthrowing power. So once overthrowing its government in China. So once you have words like that, I think China is going to step up the rhetoric, and I think that's what we're seeing here.
There is a key strategic position that Kazakhstan holds, particularly for Belton Road. So what's the potential impact for Belton Road of this?
Well, the border is nearly 1,800 kilometers long between China and Kazakhstan. In many ways, China's been dealt a funny geopolitical hand. It's got so many borders in the region. And Belton Road is part of a way of obviously spreading Chinese influence within those bordering countries and beyond, but also in as far as it can in ensuring economic stability in those places, or ensuring that it can have its economic influence in those bordering countries. And I visited Korgos a few years ago, which is one of the towns on the border between Kazakhstan and China. And it's amazing to see just how much trade goes through there and how much is going back and forth as far as Europe on trains and freight. So this is a key part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, and it's going to do everything it can to make sure it keeps particularly the closest neighbours like Kazakhstan and the other neighbours, that it can keep them as close as possible and as closely enmeshed in the Belt and Road Initiative.
OK, Clifford Coonan, thank you very much for bringing us up to date on that. Clearly a lot of potential knock-on effects for China from the situation in Kazakhstan at the moment.